Hi, this is Kai Smith. I just want to apologize for uploading this from my iPhone. I tried like 3 times to record this on my laptop, and every time um, it just was not saving the full video. So I'm not really sure what's up with it, but hopefully this will be okay. I am a senior at Fort Hays. I'm graduating in May with my degree in tourism and hospitality. I decided to do my internship in Keystone, Colorado because I moved up here full time in March and I was already working here, so I was like, this will be a great opportunity to meet people and see all different aspects of the resort life here. I was very excited to intern at a resort because I feel like that's one of the career paths that I'll eventually go into, and I just really don't know much about them. Like, I know the broad thing of what resorts do, but resorts are so vast, especially a resort like this. There's just so many departments and so many little tiny jobs that you would never think they existed, but without them, the resort would never run as smoothly or efficiently as it does. So that was a really cool learning thing about working here. Um, So my department that I was working in, and still am working in, is called property management. It's a very vague and huge umbrella because property management covers multiple departments, but I specifically am in the river run operation housekeeping department. And so pretty much what that means is um, we cover 4 areas, which is the River Run Village, which that's the newest, most updated place with all the shops and restaurants. And then we also do the Lakeside Village, and that's kind of like the old River Run Village. That's where the lake is. They have like a yoga studio, some restaurants, and that's where the Keystone Lodge and Spa is located. And then we also have the forest area and the classic area, and those are strictly like condos and townhomes and stuff like that. And those are kind of separate from Lakeside and the River and Village. They're kind of off in their own little area. So I was kind of shocked by just how much land our little department covers. Because, it just sounds like 4 areas, but these 4 areas have hundreds and hundreds of units. And especially during the summer, with conferences, we sell out a lot because we just have, so many people coming here for conferences and weddings and all sorts of stuff. So it can be a lot for our little housekeeping crew, but, they make it work. And it's been a really cool thing to see how they work under stress and high volume and stuff like that. So it's been a very cool learning experience. I primarily was with the housekeeping trackers and in payroll, because payroll is my official position with Keystone. So I am in charge of making sure all the housekeepers and inspectors get paid correctly. And I also calculate housekeeping bonuses, because if housekeepers clean a room quicker than what we have designated for them, then they get added time. They pretty much get paid double for them for however long they don't take in a room. So that's what I primarily did. And then tracking is another area that I spend a lot of time in, and I found that fascinating and super fast paced and really exciting, because that's where the that's where you go if you're a housekeeper or inspector, which the inspector is who goes behind the housekeepers to make sure the room's okay and up to Keystone standards. That's who you call if you need another unit to clean, if you have like work orders, or something's wrong with the room, or if it's an emergency, like anything like that, you call them. And the 2 primary softwares that they use is Excel and Asgard. And Asgard was really cool. I'm glad that I got to kind of learn how to use it, because I'm sure other resorts and stuff use it. It's directly connected to the phones that the housekeepers and inspectors punch in and out of in their rooms, so it keeps the trackers up to date on where the housekeepers and inspectors are, when they left a room, when they entered a room, how long they've been there, all that stuff. So it's a really cool and very useful software that they use. And then Excel is just used to keep track of all the units and a whole bunch of just, like random things, like if the units are like checkouts or back to backs and, just other stuff like that. And it can be very hectic, especially whenever we're like sold out and only have an X amount of housekeepers, but have like 400 units that need to be cleaned, so it was a very good learning experience because I have very little housekeeping knowledge. So I'm glad that I got to really see how the back end of that works and how the housekeepers are kept on track and productive. I did also get to train. I got to go through the entire housekeeping training, which is a very lengthy and educational process. So it was really cool to see what exactly the Keystone standard was, and like they even have a specific like way to clean the entire unit. Like in a kitchen, you can't just clean what you want first. Like you have to clean like the stove first and the microwave, and all that stuff. So it was really cool to just see like they are very detailed about how they want these rooms cleaned. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I did a little bit of housekeeping, but not much. That's not for me. I don't like housekeeping at all. I believe it's very important and the backbone of all, resorts and hotels, etc. But it's very repetitive, and I did not enjoy it at all. I did it, but I took it more of as a learning experience and something that I really wouldn't want to do again. But it was still cool to interact with all the housekeepers because most of them were J1s, which are, they're normally students that are just here on break, and they come over to just work for a few months and they leave and go back to school. So we had a ton this year from like the Ukraine, Russia, Jamaica, Turkey, Poland, China. There were just a whole bunch of different countries and cultures here, so that was very interesting to get to meet all of them and learn about the way they live and stuff. Let's see, what else did I do? So I also worked with marketing a little bit, not too much, but I did get to go to a few of their events and help out and see how they operate. So I thought that was very interesting because each Vel location has a specific brand and a specific customer market that they're trying to reach. So for Keystone specifically, we are the Mountain of Youth. So we focus on the families, anybody that just wants to have fun and have a good time, and we just really try to market to like family friendly and children. So one of the things that marketing has to broadcast the brand and like make it visible for guests is called Kidtopia. And Kidtopia is a really cool concept. Once I heard of it, I just got so excited because I feel like it's like you couldn't find a better way to show the brand to people than Kidtopia. Like for example, in the winter, they have one free event every day, like free. And when you're at a resort, everything's like $20-$30. So for it to be free, and if you have a big family, that's like perfect for parents. It's a place where you can have, like, you can't leave your kids. It's not a daycare. But like for example, this summer, the event that I helped at was called Stars and Guitars, and so they brought in a Grammy-winning band that played kid music. I can't think of the name, but they were really cool, had really good music, had the kids interacting a lot. And what we did is we had a Kidtopia booth set up, and we gave out free maracas, free foam guitars, free picnic blankets. Like everything was free, including the concert. And then afterwards there was a 2-hour meet and greet with the band, and like I said, this was all free. So looking at it from a parent's perspective, this is perfect because you're getting your kids entertained, having a good time, making those valuable memories that you want them to make, and it's not at any added cost than what you're already paying to be at the resort. So I find that to be just like a home run, you know, because if you're coming here for the Mountain of Youth, so you would expect them to have events that represent that, and it makes it even better that they're free. I did scavenge some things from some of the conferences that we had, just so you could see how we market and just kind of adapt the resort to fit, you know, our customers. So for example, we had Canvas come with their conference, and I believe Canvas owns Blackboard, so that's pretty cool because, you know, we use Blackboard. And so they had such a huge conference, they like almost have outgrown us. They're here almost every year, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna have to move somewhere else next year because they were like huge. Like it was insane. Housekeeping, we like lost our minds because it was like so full and everything. But we had to set up tents for them to host their events in because we didn't have enough space for them. So they just kind of ran with that theme, and we created a circus themed conference for them. So this is what their resort map looked like. And on one side, you know, it's obviously the map, but then on the other side, it has an in detail bus schedule, because we have bus services that are free to everyone, and they go all around Keystone and can also take you to the neighboring towns. And I just really thought that it was cool that they, you know, because this is our original one that we always give to people, and this is the one that we gave that day. And so we had to all the housekeepers had to put these in the rooms, along with a super cute little assorted truffle chocolate box that was handmade by our chefs here at the resort. So I just feel like those little personal touches that we add really just help the guest experience be that much more memorable. And that's honestly what I've taken most from working here so far, is like everything that we do here is meant to make things more memorable and make you want to come back. And so I'm really glad that I chose to do my internship here, because like I said, we're the Mountain of Youth. So most of my managers are young, and most of the people that I've worked with are like no much older than like 45, you know, so they're still really young. And it's just really cool to see all these young, innovative, creative people coming together to create such unique experiences. So I would highly recommend you guys to intern with Vail.